What the fuck is this, man? Like, what? I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say anymore. The fact that they promoted this on Rogan's show twice and he did every big pod and everything, he'd been promoting it forever. This is supposedly the epicenter of comedy. This really is, this is heading towards disaster down in Austin.
I mean, if you were doing this on the road, that would be a very high indication that you need to fucking shift gears because this shit would not fly at the fucking loony bin.
You don't think this will work in Omaha or something?
I mean, unless it's all hardcore Callen fans, which there probably are. I mean, that Fighter and the Kid podcast still gets more. Everybody makes fun of how few listeners they have, and they still have 50,000 more listeners than I have.
Mm.
That's real. That's not all homeless cats.
In a way, Bryan himself is a false god to some people.
My time. My time.
It's Bryan Callen'S time. Buckle in. Look at the dislikes on it.
What's up, Austin? What's going on?
Do we do
Yes.
it?
The mothership. Oh, I don't know, man. It's good to be here. It's a weird world, man. I'm on my phone too much, huh? Anybody else get caught in this infinite scroll? This social media, this dopamine scroll? You know what happens? Every day I wake up and I go, I'm not going to look at my phone. I got 4 kids. I have bills. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to get caught on social media. But they get you with an image. They capture you. And like, I'll just see an image of like a woman in a bikini on a skateboard. No, but I have to make sure she's safe. Right? And then
balls to come out with that joke after you've been accused of rape by like 4 different people? And let's be honest, very credible accusations. I don't know if they were settled out of court or what. I don't have enough time on my hands to go figure that out, but I've seen, I think I read the LA Weekly piece about it, and it was, man, if he didn't do it, the lady that wrote it was really good at capturing his voice. It really sounded like him doing bits between the it sounded a hell of a lot like
later,
him.
you're like, I can't stop, you know? This is what happens. The problem is it gives you desires you shouldn't have, and it makes you feel like you're missing out on life, which is ridiculous. Look what I get to do. And I'm on the other day, I'm scrolling, and a dude does a perfect backflip off a yacht and just disappears into the azure waters of the Mediterranean. And the girls on the yacht are like, woohoo, you know? And I was like, my life sucks. Right?
These guys are all gay. That's the, I only watched the first 5 minutes, and I like to think I can spot a gay guy from 1,000 miles away. And all of these guys are incredibly homosexual. If they're straight, I mean, how can they do all these very effeminate moves? They have a complicated relationship with their anima. Which is strange because they all look for a father figure in Joe. Which would have, if they have a complicated relationship with their anima, but then they all are seeking a intense personal relationship with Rogan, that would have to mean that Rogan is a leather daddy gay guy. Rogan is the mother goddess for them. Rogan lately on his show has been like, oh my God. I see clips of him and he's like, God, oh my God. He's like West Hollywood sucking cocks in hell gay. Jamie, he's doing some weird Valley Girl, I'm a gay guy thing. I saw some clip of him with Schultz and he was like, shut up. Oh my God, you done. Shut up. Mark Maron's a fucking douchebag. Like, are you beating off under the table right now? I think they all I think Rogan might have a pussy. Like a buck angel pussy down there. It's all very bizarre. He's absolutely a gay guy. He loves fanny packs, wears very tight jeans. He is everybody's idea of what a straight guy is supposed to be. If you were doing an impression of a straight guy, but you didn't know how to be straight, you would say, I'm a fighter. I marry an ex-stripper from Vegas. I mean, who doesn't love strippers? I smoke weed. I'm in insanely good shape. I have a bunch of tattoos. I love Jimi Hendrix and the Rolling Stones. I love rock and roll. And I'm friends with guys who are in the military. That would be your impression of a straight guy if you were trying to pass as a straight. Because if you're not straight, you would have to do everything in your power to convince people you're a straight guy. But then it just keeps slipping through that you are, no matter how many elk you kill, no matter how many beasts you slay, everybody knows you want it up the ass.
Now, then what happens? Then I get to another.
They all beat off the porn. I'm pretty convinced of that. At the very least, they're into porn.
Another reel where a dude, he's a cowboy, a real one. You guys know this. Most of you probably own horses here. And dude, he's a horseman. He's on a horse, a real cowboy. Hat, buckle, rope. He wrangles cattle. That's his job. Dungarees, right? Like this is a man who comes home and he smells like steer, you know, and rawhide. His wife is probably traditional in a prairie dress. She's like, I baked you a pie, you know.
Right? Loves doing impressions of women. So excited to jump into a feminine.
Listen, you know how much we owe to cowboys? You guys eat your steaks. You never think about what it takes. Do you know how unruly cows are? Do you know that cows are like, I'm free, and one of them breaks off? You need somebody to be like, hey, get the fuck out. You know, you have to. A cowboy is nothing less than a man who specializes in breaking crushing, really, any semblance.
What the fuck is this, man? Like, what? I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say anymore. The fact that they promoted this on Rogan's show twice and he did every big pod and everything, he'd been promoting it forever. This is supposedly the epicenter of comedy. This really is this is heading towards disaster down in Austin. It's really heading towards a big disaster.
Feels like an impending.
So now I'm cutting to the closer here because that's all I can tolerate. If you can watch all of it, God bless you. I can't do it. I can only tolerate 3 minutes of this.
It doesn't feel cozy.
So the closer is a callback to the beginning.
Blockchain. Autonomous robot.
And he thinks it's brilliant. You guys are about to see how brilliant he thinks he is secretly.
I can't wait, you know? And I thought about that too. The grid's not going to break down, but the machines aren't going to kill us.
I'm sorry. Dude. We're going to stomach this. He tells a 10-minute story about seeing a trans person. You know, Stav said they had Austin trans brain?
Because her support system was very, very strong.
Good. I'm glad that the audio keeps... I'm glad that they use some of the speakers in the back. They use the room mic more sometimes. I like that. I like that it goes in and out. Sometimes it sounds like it was recorded in a cavern. Sometimes it sounds like it was recorded off a phone.
This zeitgeist, not mine. And I always think about why. It's very interesting, you know?
But this bit is very uncomfortable.
And I just think about, because when I was growing up, there was one transgender person.
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
And then I had my old guy.
Here we go.
It stopped above the knee. It's funny how the world changes and you're the last to know.
So he said on The Fighter and the Kid that everybody was here. Lex Friedman, the Black Rifle Coffee guy, a bunch of big people, and everybody you would see at a Burt Kreischer, Tom Segura vodka part. What's their vodka called? Turning to my producers, not here. What's their vodka called? Some sort of party like that. Everybody is there. The Veterans Forgotten Something Project, he's there. They're all there. Bryan Callen'S listed off, he loves naming celebrities. He listed off everybody that was there in attendance. Last 10 minutes, he's talking about transgender people, which Mark Maron told us they're all talking about constantly. Here's a 10-minute bit about the time Bryan Callen'S saw a trans person.
About it. That's the other thing.
Dan
about being
Crenshaw
older,
was there too. That's right, Dan Crenshaw.
Is like you realize you're a little calcified, not just physically, but also culturally. Like I walked into a coffee shop right here in Austin, right here, and behind the counter was a young person making espressos, and it was a man. I mean, I don't know how he identifies. I don't want to, but he had a beard, a pronounced beard, and he was also wearing a lovely summer dress. Lovely. But it had straps, a floral pattern. It stopped above the knee, and he was wearing cork wedges. He was standing on 5 inches of cork, which is to me, to have no traction under your feet is irresponsible. Like you know what I mean? Like what if I come at you? What the fuck? You know? Anyway. But and I'm not here to make fun of anybody for wearing that. I'm not that kind of comic. I don't make fun of people.
I'm not that kind of comic. Here's my 10-minute bit about trans people. I'm not the kind of comic that would do a 10-minute bit about trans people. So let me preface this before I do my 10-minute bit about trans people. Here we go. Everyone buckle in. We're being brought home. He's bringing it all around right here.
I never made fun of gay people, even in the 90s when it was fashionable. So that's not, I'm not here to do that. But I will say that just aesthetically, like a summer dress, to go from that to a beard. So there's probably a reason that look hasn't caught on historically. Right? Because it's just so abrupt on the eye.
You just said you weren't the type of comic to make fun of trans people. And then you're doing it. You're doing it. Either do it or don't. Either do it or don't, Bryan. You are lukewarm. I spit you out of my mouth. And he's getting nothing. He's bombing.
For me, just to go from a dress, it's like going from a sensual massage to a flying headlock, you know? Visually. And so I thought that I had all these thoughts. And then I had my old guy thoughts. I couldn't believe it. It looked like chaos to me. It looked scary. It triggered me. It did. I was like, this is cats and dogs living together. You can't just decide you're going to wear a dress. What the fuck, you know? It's like, how are we going to compete with China, you know? Like, I went through these stupid thoughts. I was like, we got to bring back the draft maybe now, you know?
Have you ever heard comics talk, by the way? They're like, I couldn't get a joke to work. And then when I say the word China, I enunciate it, or like when I say the word now, I go now like that, and then it gets a laugh. But if I don't do it, the people don't laugh, and it's like, well, how about making the idea funny? How about having a different angle then? They're just admitting they're doing a bar trick of, well, I can't get them to pay attention to the left hand, so I can do the thing with the right that I need. So I actually have a kazoo and I do this. Well, what about how about just being funny? Have you thought about just being funny? I hear comics all the time talk about, like, I have this bit, and when I say the word jail, no one laughs. But if I go jail like that, then it gets a pop. And I'm like, do you have any respect for what you do? Do you have any respect for this at all? You like doing this every night of walking on stage and thinking, when I say now in that bit, make sure to go now. Like, watch. Like,
I went through these stupid thoughts. I was like, we got to bring back the draft maybe now.
Maybe
you know?
now.
And that was all.
And then he goes to Brendon Schaub, and then he goes, yeah, I didn't get a laugh, but the other night, but then I do now, and I point like that, and then it gets a hit. That's all you care about? That's all you care about is saying a word slightly different, and they say these things thousands of times.
And I just couldn't get it, and it's like it's the new hippie, the new punk rock. Maybe also just being older and seeing all these young kids who probably majored in equality, and I'm.
Wow, good one. Where'd you get that one from, Bryan? A 2012 Time Machine? Good one, buddy.
I'm just not my generation, and he's wearing a dress and a beard, and it just looked like a...
We get it. Do the bit that you said you don't do because you're not this type of comic. Do it. Move on. It sounds like you just want to get fucked up the ass by a transgender man. How many times can you say she's wearing a summer dress and has a beard? Just go in the back room and beat off. We'll wait for you, then come back and move on to something else. Jesus Christ.
Evolution. It looked like change that I wasn't included in. That's what happens when I see young people ambitious. Let's change the world. You know, when I hear young people say that, like you hear let's change the world. I hear let's kill everybody over 50, you know, right? Maybe it makes some sense. I kept thinking about that. I was like, the whole transgender movement, that happened in this zeitgeist, not mine. And I always think about why. It's very interesting, you know? And I just think about, because when I was growing up, there was one transgender person, and they did a 60-minute special about them. And I know. And now, like, 30% of you are trans. I don't know. But, like, well, I don't know what it's very interesting to me.
See, it's not even hitting in this room. It's bombing. This is the equivalent of whiffing a ball that's placed on a tee for you. This is T-ball, and the little kid misses, and he spins around a bunch and then hits the bat on the back of his head. Dan Crenshaw's in there. Lex Friedman, all of the IDW people, the Culture War people, Black Rifle Coffee's in there. Alpha Brain's in there. They're all in there. This is the Joe Rogan Comedy Club, and you can't get your transgender closer. This is his closer. Reminder, the closer's always the strongest bit for comics.
Because it kind of happened. Well, it happened 2015 when Bruce Jenner had an 8-hour operation, and he woke up Caitlyn Jenner, and then a minute later he won Woman of the Year. And that, I remember that. That was crazy. And I remember I'm just a bunch of like conservatives and traditional Americans. I was like, I have some questions, you know? And we quickly found
bombing. He's bombing. Bombing bad. This is a big bomb. These guys put out specials where they're bombing. You know how comedians are supposed to have all this awareness? Yeah, they don't have that. Not only are they not funny, they're not aware in any way. If they were, they wouldn't do comedy.
Questions was over, bigot. This has all been settled science. We don't need your voice. We saw what you did to the other minorities, Whitey. You know? And I was like, what? And
Cut to 4 minutes earlier, he said, I'm not the type of comic to make fun of trans people, okay? I don't do bits about trans people. And then cut to this.
Now the time for questions was over, bigot. This has all been settled science. We don't need your voice. We saw what you did to the other minorities, Whitey. You know? And I was like, what? And
bombing. His closer, it's Bryan, put out, just like the other hacks, just put out a 35-minute special. Like all the hacks that came before you in the past 5 years, put out a half-hour special. You gotta throw out this whole thing. He thinks it's brilliant, though. He thinks it's prescient. He thinks there's going to be some sort of seismic cultural shift because of his special. We'll get into that on his podcast where he talks about how let down he is about the response of his special.
Yeah, because her support system was very, very strong. I mean, and vast. I mean, I'm talking about, well, I don't know, let's see. All of the fashion industry, all of Hollywood, all of corporate America, all of legacy media, all of big tech. And that's a formidable group of people.
Great.
They can make
his audio
or break
shit.
You know, and then Caitlyn Jenner came out as a Republican. They were like, fuck that guy. Yeah. But something else interesting was going on.
Applause break because there's so much tension. They're trying to help him out of it. These comics get applause breaks and they think it's well deserved and that the crowd is on their side, and really they feel bad for him. We're throwing you you told us you could swim really well. You jumped off the boat. You're out at sea and you're drowning. Talking about how good you are at swimming. We're throwing you a life preserver here. We feel horrible for you. Come in. We get it. You can swim. Just don't die on us. Come back to the boat.
Because she was a bad poster girl for the movement anyway. Because who can afford all that surgery? And being trans was not about surgery. It was about an inner narrative. It was about an inner feeling. It was about something that you cannot describe.
You're gay.
Something that's so sacred and deep.
You're so gay, dude.
And we were told that this was the most vulnerable minority. And they are statistically. They're the ones most.
You know, these guys try to rape the gay out of themselves. They try to rape women to prove they're not gay guys. That's really what it is. And they have to because they don't have game because they're gay. Because they'd much rather be sliding into a man's ass than a pussy.
most likely to cause self-harm and worse. And so suddenly it was like the feelings became sacrosanct, new for my generation. If you were talking about feelings in my generation,
Brian's one of those thinky comics. He uses the word sacrosanct. Remember when instead of saying blue earlier, he said azure? He's one of those thinky comics.
If you were talking about how something felt, you better be talking about shoes, bitch. But this was different.
Bomb.
This was new. And by the way,
Bomb. One bomb after another. They gave him a fake applause break. He keeps bombing. They're like, please move out of this. Please move out of this.
this wasn't
And they all agree with him, too.
just about protecting feelings. This was about saving lives. So that's why, if you had any naysayers, they had to be de-amplified, de-emphasized, de-platformed, defunded, destroyed. So you better be careful. So be on the right side of history. Yeah. But I was looking at this kid with the dress.
Look how proud he is of himself after he delivers this line. He thinks he's a genius. Dude, he really thinks he's a genius. Dude, I've never said something the way he just delivered that. I've never been proud of a single word that's come out of my mouth. I'm embarrassed by everything I've ever said. I'm embarrassed every day. I hate who I am. To be this proud of yourself for having this thought is crazy.
By the way, this wasn't just about protecting.
This is, you need to be locked up in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You need a lobotomy. You need medication. You need something.
Feelings. This was about saving lives. So that's why, if you had any naysayers, they had to be de-amplified, de-emphasized, de-platformed, defunded, destroyed. So you better be careful. So be on the right side of history. Yeah. But I was looking at this kid with the dress and the beard, and I thought, I'm probably...
That's a weird cut, too.
Out of history. Yeah. But I was looking at this kid with the dress and the beard, and I thought, I'm probably looking at a white minority, which is wild. You can be white and you can be a minority now. And that's wild. And it's very unique because, you know, for black people and brown people and indigenous people, for them to become minorities, they had to go through hundreds of years of brutal colonization and slavery. But now you can have blonde hair and blue eyes, be white as the driven snow, and you can be a minority on the same level because you feel like one. That's hacking the system, baby. Yeah.
Jeez, dude, they're giving him another one. They're like, please just get out of the bit. Please move on to anything. Please just go back to pretending to ride a horse like this, Brian, or doing an act out as a guy at Equinox. Holy shit.
Leave it up to white people, man. They're great. White people are like, I'm not saying there aren't real trans people. That's not what I'm saying here, because there are. I'm just saying there are grifters in every community. Yeah, man. It's wild. I mean, now you can be white and you can be a bigger minority than a black man. Just ask Dave Chappelle. Hey, listen.
Man. I did watch this last 10 minutes. I forgot I did, and I've wiped it from my memory. It's so tough, man. I feel bad for these people. I don't have anger at them anymore. I pity them. I feel horrible for them. They're so... Look, I don't know what the right life to live is, man, but it's not this. These people are lost. These people are damned. This is so sad. They all prop themselves up by pretending they're, you know, in this brotherhood. They're not, like, you know, vampiric sociopaths. Like, they all are just in this union where they pretend they're all really funny, and it's tricked the world. It's so strange.
I know that
these people have made millions doing this. I don't know why. Don't know why. There's actually nothing funny about them. And there's nothing, you can't even then say, yeah, but they're really smart. You can be like, yeah, they're not funny, but I like their ideas. They're always saying something someone said 13 years ago. But they say it with this smile. Like they're Like they're Play-Doh or
Well, I
something.
mean, now you can be white and you can be a bigger minority than a black man. Just ask Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I know that's a tough section of my presentation. And, you know,
They suck. They suck. He knows he's bombing now because now he's pulling back and calling it a presentation. He's trying to say I wasn't even doing comedy there. I was just trying to teach you. I was trying to enlighten you for a second.
some people find that offensive, and I honor your feelings. I really do. But at least honor the fact that that's the way I feel about it. I can't leave you like that, though.
Dude, third. Yeah, you can't. I can't leave you like that because you're not laughing. They gave him 3, like, please, the relief that he's wiping himself with the towel. They're like, oh, thank God he's finally moving on from talking about gay guys. That was even uncomfortable for me, and I hate him too. I hate him.
I don't want to be the old guy making fun of a kid in a dress and a beard, and I don't think I was, but it might sound that way.
Dude, if this wasn't a recorded special, he wouldn't even be getting a lot of the sympathy applause breaks. It would just be bombing, which is so hard to do in that room. I've heard from people that go up at the mothership, you can basically just go, yeah, that's a lot of, I was just in, you go up at the mothership, you go like, I was just in Baltimore. Not a lot of white people up there, a lot of black people, in fact. And that gets a laugh. Just mentioning black people, mentioning gay people, mentioning these things, people, it's like an uproarious laughter. If you watch Hinchcliffe's special, Tony Hinchcliffe's, he keeps saying the things you can't say. That's a lot of these guys, they put out specials that are like, you can't talk about Israel. Or they'll say, you can't talk about black people. You can't talk. And they start listing all the things you're not allowed to talk about. And this evokes laughter. Just even the idea of these things existing or being talked about. It's all very strange. Very, very strange.
I don't want to be the old guy making fun of a kid in a dress and a beard, and I don't think I was, but it might sound that way. Because I got to go deeper. And I thought to myself, what is it about this zeitgeist? Why did that trans movement take place in this zeitgeist? Why not mine? I would have loved to have worn a dress and a beard. Seriously, just to mess with my dad. And my dad was a Marine. To walk up to my dad in a dress and a beard just to watch his head explode, just to be like, Dad, guess what? I'm not your son. I'm not your daughter. I'm neither, or both. He'd lose his mind, but that wasn't even available. So what about this? What is it about this zeitgeist? Why does that make some sense? And I thought to myself, maybe wearing a dress and a beard is the only thing left for young people to do when they want to feel like some kind of a mystery.
Dude, stop. Bryan. You suck ass, man. You fucking suck ass. Bryan. You suck ass. You gotta go, dude. This has to be the last time you ever show your face in public. You need to be exiled from Earth. We need to shoot you into space. This is bad. This is embarrassing. You're an embarrassment. You're an absolute embarrassment. You suck ass.
Why does that make some sense? And I thought to myself, maybe wearing a dress and a beard is the only thing left for young people to do when they want to feel like some kind of a mystery. Some kind of a unique individual. Maybe it's very natural for a young person to want to be unboxable, unknowable, undefinable. And that's the only silent howl that kid can manage, because we live in a world where they know everything about you. That kid's never not been on camera, ever. I remember privacy. I remember it very well, but those planes hit those buildings and we were so afraid. We looked at the government and we said, we'll give you our privacy if you give us our safety. And they were like, how about we do you one better than that? How about a camera and a mic in everybody's hand? And now you're always on camera, my brothers and sisters. You get away with nothing. They do know everything about you. You're an algorithm, a pile of data, and it's all up there. You think you can hide with a hood and a mask? That kid should have talked to me before he carried out that terrible assassination, that dumb. They got cameras. They got cameras that can recognize your gait. Your particular walk is up in the cloud.
You're a conspiracy guy and you buy the Tyler Robinson thing? Is that what he's talking about?
That kid should have talked to me before he cared. know everything about you. You're
There's so many things I want to say about this, but I'm kind of in awe of this,
an
actually.
algorithm, a pile of data, and it's all up there. You think you can hide with a hood and a mask? That kid should have talked to me before he carried out that terrible assassination, that dumb.
Now, is he talking about Luigi Mangione?
They got cameras. They got cameras that can recognize your gait. Your particular walk is up in the cloud. They can shoot a laser into your heart and pick up your heart signature. How about this? They know a woman is pregnant before she does based on her migratory shopping patterns, motherfuckers. Huh? Yeah, that's right. They know everything about you. You ain't a mystery. You're just a number. They know what you like and what you don't like. They know what stops your thumb. They know what dilates your eyeball. They know what glazes.
Dude, oh my God. Bryan, you suck. Bryan, you suck my ass. You're the worst comic to ever live. Congratulations. This is so much worse than the Gringo Poppy. At least Schaub stayed in his lane. He just did bits and made up bits. At least he just tried to do jokes. He tried to do the job. You're the worst comic to ever live, Bryan Callen. I want you to know that.
Is it over? They can
This is crazy.
motherfuckers. Huh? Yeah, that's right. They know
He should be arrested for this. He should go to court. He should have to get a lawyer. He has to represent himself in court. This is a crime.
everything about
This should be a
you.
crime.
You ain't a mystery. You're just a number. They know what you like and what you don't like. They know what stops your thumb. They know what dilates your eyeball. They know what glazes it over. They can program you to hate what they hate, and they can definitely program you to love what they already have for sale. And when I say they, does anybody know who the hell I'm talking about? Because I don't. I know there are a lot of theories. I don't even think it's people anymore. I think it's the machines, man. I really do. I think it's the machines. And I was thinking about that too as I looked at that kid's shoes. And I thought to myself, damn, I think I've been getting ready for the wrong enemy. Because I've been waiting for the grid to break down. That's why I practice jujitsu. That's why I have guns. That's why we live in Texas, right, guys? That's why, right? Yeah. You got access to a well. You got access to a...
Let's see. We started this at 47. How many legitimate laughs has he had in 9 minutes here? We're almost on the final punchline. Punchline, quote unquote. It doesn't get a laugh, but I mean, would you say he's had 3 laughs, maybe? Like 3 real punchlines in 8 minutes? This is...
well, your garage...
And it's so funny. Anki said this is Nanette for guys who watch JRE. I mean, Nanette had more punchlines. Back then, we said Nanette was anti-comedy. It was actually a lot funnier than this. The ideas were presented much better. The production value was better. It was at least different. I wasn't seeing stuff like that at the time. Yeah, Nanette is 1,000 times better than that. If you went back and watched Nanette, I don't even think it'd be that bad.
Yeah, you got access to a well. You got access to a well. Your garage is across...
At least Nanette is interesting. Y'all was... All right. How's it going, everybody? I was a bunch. Some bloke to me. Ha ha ha, yes. He me with a knife. He me with a big knife. Had me down and to me. All right. Very good.
You got access to a... That's why we live in Texas, right, guys? That's why, right? Yeah. You got access to a well. You got access to a well. Your garage is a CrossFit gym in case you got to climb a rope, and the stairs break down in the apocalypse. I don't know what you're looking for, but either way, you got a freezer full of game meat. Yeah, good luck. Good luck arm barring AI gone bad, huh? What's the point of learning anything when AI can do it better tomorrow? That's the other thing that kid is facing. Thought to myself, the future for me, bright, something I could predict. For that kid, it feels like an impending tsunami. It doesn't feel cozy. Blockchain.
So if you don't realize, he's if you can't follow along, he's talking about from when he sees the trans person. And I once saw a trans person in a dress. Nothing happens. That he started 2 minutes ago. He's still talking about that trans person. So.
Autonomous robots. I can't wait, And I thought about that too. The grid's not going to break down, but the machines aren't going to kill us. They don't have to. Why would you kill your own slaves? Yeah, man. You think the iPhone 16?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I started to think that the machines are going to enslave us all and they won't kill us. Why would you kill your own slaves? Some girl goes, what? And he goes, yeah, man. The fact that not only did he perform this night after night to perfect the routine, forget the genesis of it. He perfected it, quote unquote, worked it out a bunch. Then after he shot it, he knew the result in real time. And then in the edit bay, he confirmed it time and time again, trying to edit the special, trying to cut the certain shots, cut out certain bits, splice together 2 shows, and still he uploaded it and sent it out. This is unbelievable. This is unforgettable. Bryan Callen, you're the worst comedian to ever live.
I gone bad, huh? What's the point of learning anything when AI can do it better tomorrow? That's the other thing that kid is facing. Thought to myself, the future for me, bright, something I could predict. For that kid, it feels like an impending tsunami. It doesn't feel cozy. Blockchain. Autonomous robots. I can't wait, you know? And I thought about that too. The grid's not going to break down, but the machines aren't going to kill us. They don't have to. Why would you kill your own slaves? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you think
man.
the iPhone 16 is addictive? Wait till AI 1000 gets here. Whew. Damn. And I thought about that too as I looked around that coffee shop and I saw everybody bent over their phones like broken monks in this unholy communion, just having thoughts, thinking they wanted to be somebody else, wanted to be somewhere else, just dragging their thumbs, just a nation of drug addicts. Dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline, dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline. And I thought to myself, damn. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
So for anybody who actually is dumbfounded by that, yes, he's referring to the apple in the Garden of Eden. Even though it's not actually an apple, he's calling it an apple, whatever. Steve Jobs named his daughter Eve because she was the first woman to eat the apple. It's not an apple. It's thought of to be an apple. Regardless, whatever. Who gives a shit? He's a retard. He should absolutely kill off. He's the worst comedian to ever live. That is appalling. Bryan Callen is the new king of bad comedy. I didn't know it was that bad. All these guys have been doing this stuff. And Marin told us when he's at the comedy clubs, he goes in every room and everybody's just doing this boring hack 10-minute bit about trans people. And then you see this and you go, well, I got to give it up for you. I got to give it up for Marin. I got to give it up to Jesselnick and all of them. You know, hey, man. This is one of those things where you go, I mean, is this guy... Do you want this guy on your side at all about anything? If whatever group this guy is in, you got to run from. That's embarrassing.
Dopamine,
that's embarrassing.
Cortisol, adrenaline. And I thought to myself, damn, maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
Damn, I'd be thanking.
Feel very lucky. God bless. Thank you so much.
It is almost like watching AI. You don't even know if it's real. And then here's all the people behind the scenes. Here they are. Here's all the people behind the scenes. Here they are. Here's my opener. Just a guy who wears a hat, like a hat that levitates. I just wear a hat that like levitates all my shit, and I'm like, damn. Damn, motherfuckers out here smoking. Y'all, like, weed. What happened to weed? Like, growing up, it was like from my parents, I had the seeds in it and they pop. And now weed is like, that shit's like heroin. All right, give it up for motherfucking Bert Kreischer, y'all. Y'all saw Bert Kreischer drop in. Y'all ready to see Bryan Callen now? I'm just a guy, my hat fucking just, it levitates on my shit. I'm the dumbest motherfucker to ever live. I'm the dumbest motherfucker. The Nation of Islam is right about white people. We're retarded as shit. I'm just a retard. I'm a retard who opens for Bryan Callen'S. My name is Sean Frazzoli. They all love the hype beast stuff too. We just pull up. We just look what I get to do. I have the greatest job in the world. I get to travel all over the country, women, and doing stand-up comedy in every city, meeting fans, and ripping them. I rip them with my thoughts, I rip them with my comedy, and I rip them with my dick. I love to. My name is Bryan Callen'S. I love to. My dad was in the CIA, and I loved to.
I like that he's only done 4.
Or 5.
That's good. Like when an author like John Williams only puts out 3 novels, you know, makes them really count. You know,
I tried to watch some of it. Like it's all, what was one's called? Like Man Tears. I mean, I guess if you just click on his page.
I mean, once you listen to False Gods, though, this is I've watched, I think, from here to here.
Yeah.
And then I skipped to here.
Yeah, I tried to watch it on a live stream on my Patreon. Me and Cornell Reed, who co-hosts the show with me sometimes, and yeah, we made it about 12 minutes in, and we were just like, "This is impossible." It feels like we stopped it. Like, how much longer is this thing?
By the way, I forgot there is the last 10 minutes. He starts telling his story about how he met a trans person one time.
Right. Yeah.
I have heard that because I think right about here.
Yeah, you never know where to get the full apple.
You want to roll cigars? That's a real answer. You want to roll cigars? So I send you to Cuba so you can roll fucking cigars? And he's like, oh, I can't have dreams? You're the only one who can have dreams? I can't have dreams? Have a great day, Dad, because I know I won't. And he starts walking away from me on the street. I got in trouble because I was like, I'll run you over with my fucking car.
It's so fast. I don't know. I can't.
He's trying to be. I mean, Amanda pointed this out to me. I mean, people have said it. Like he's trying to be like George Carlin.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
He really is. After like the 3rd time of like watching parts of it, it's yeah. He's trying. Like he thinks. You know, I don't know. We were talking about this earlier about just like going full hate on somebody, and it's like I don't know this guy, but
thank God we don't know him because then we could just.
He's just like this pseudo like it's one of the things I really don't like is people who think they're smarter than they are, and he's just like
especially someone who's just supposed to be funny.
Well,
it's like the worst sin of all.
Yeah. No, he's never figured out how to be funny, and he's never figured out how to be smart, and now he's combining those 2 skills that he's never mastered in this. Like, this is like he thinks this is his like. You remember that last Carlin special where he's like, you know, you're not part of the fucking big.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Like I think this is where he's at.
Yeah, I think he thought it would be received in a way where like the New York Times was writing about it.
I mean, he's got to like ignore the rape allegations, I guess, and still think like, oh, maybe the special will be good enough that it'll overshadow that. But it's like Louis C.K. still, I mean, he sells out, you know, the Dolby, he'll sell out multiple nights at the Dolby Theater, but he still doesn't get any, like, you're never going to read any positive press about him. Like, and he's, his specials are fucking hilarious. Like when you watch a Louis C.K. special, we would rent them off his site or whatever. And you watch one of those and you're like, oh, right. There's comedy. Like all this other bullshit that's out there, like on Netflix and YouTube, like all these people putting out specials. You watch a Louis C.K. special and you're like, oh yeah, right. He's like the only person who should be making specials. You know, like all these other people are just like, it's like, do it talking to a hairbrush in your mirror. Like you shouldn't be on, you should be embarrassed.
You know whose special is really funny is Norm's, the one he put out after he died. And it's just him talking into his computer. And I'm like, that was way better than like anything I've seen in 5 years.
I had never watched that one. I started to, and I was like, I don't want to watch this fucking talking in the computer.
It's sad, yeah.
But the Hitler's dog one is.
I love that you're like, I won't watch a special from some guy I respect and enjoy. I put on False Gods instead.
Well, it was just the kind of talking into the Zoom, like the whole setup. I was like, I don't know if I just want to watch the guy talking into his computer.
Yeah, I get it.
You know,
this story of where he just met a trans person is very interesting.
All right.
I think he just does the classic, like, you know, I'm at the baristas trans that come over.
Yeah, guy with a beard
and
a dress.
But then I'm keep waiting for something to happen, and nothing happens in the bit at all. He just sort of talks about the idea of trans people existing for 10 minutes, and then he goes into...
Well, he talks about him being out of touch, like that it's him and not the trans guy. But, I mean, there's nothing funny, or trans lady, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Good luck arm-barring AI gone bad, huh? What's the point of learning anything when AI can do it better tomorrow? That's the other thing I can't.
This is how you get your ideas.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is
the well that you pull buckets of water from.
Yeah.
As a musician.
My poor Patreon members. And now your fans are going to have to suffer through stopping me watching 2 minutes of something and then singing a half-assed song about it. But we could have, is there a chat somewhere where...
Yeah, I got it on Discord here.
Maybe people can help, write just take some notes on the special, and then we'll try to create some songs.
Okay.
We'll just do like 1 minute long songs about each bit.
Okay.
Or whatever they write in.
Right. Something I could predict. For that kid, it feels like an impending tsunami. It doesn't feel cozy. Blockchain. Autonomous robots. I can't wait, And I thought about that too. The grid's not going to break down.
Do you think he has a
tsunami?
He does the I'm a metrosexual
it's some form of frat guy humor that I fucking don't know. I guess he's just been cracking Joe Rogan up for 3 decades, and so he's he thinks whatever he's doing is funny.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. What I'm kind of saying is do you get the idea that he puts a bag on his head and he, puts a post up on Craigslist and he turns around and leaves the door unlocked? You think he gets on all fours in a motel room, leaves the door unlocked, and posts on Craigslist, and he wakes up in the morning
and there's he posts on Craigslist, leaves the door open, but has you remember in Jackass when they had that big hand hit the guy, it knocks the guy into his ass. I'll go on record and say I don't think he's homosexual at all. He's only women so far, or maybe the men aren't. Maybe he would if you could rape a man, then maybe he would, But so many guy down and blow him.
Well, so many men he's probably cornered. Maybe
I feel like he's full on high school bully, date. I mean, that's just and I don't want whatever. The guy was accused of 4 times or something. But like I said earlier, it's nobody's shocked. It's if fucking Bruce was accused of eating all the food at a buffet. You wouldn't be like, he did what? That's the only fat guy I could think of. I was so bad. I was telling somebody else. I can never think of. Whenever I tried to think of a famous person, a famous fat person. Bruce was the only one I could think of. But I don't think he's fat anymore. And he's also the son of Lenny Bruce.
No, he's still black. But he has lost the weight.
Yeah.
Bruce Valanche, another big fat guy.
I saw him at Rayo's, that Italian restaurant next to the Hollywood. I worked at the Hollywood Center Studios on a couple shows, and I saw Bruce Valanche, the guy with the red glasses.
Yeah, I'm picturing him pulling up a couple chairs and sitting down.
He was with people.
That could have been the left and right side of him, Bruce Valanche is a very funny name to drop. Yeah. And it's just the fattest name. I love his fat name. The little red glasses. He looks like something from A Bug's Life.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks like something that should be kept in a jar or something with a blade of grass.
And I thought about that too. The grid's not going to break down, but the machines aren't going to kill us. They don't have to.
Why would they kill
your own slaves? Yeah, man.
And someone goes, oh. And he goes, yeah, man. That's great. I love because he did have to acknowledge it.
They don't have to. Why would you kill your own slaves? Yeah, man. You think?
I don't even think he was responding to that. I think he's just so, or I don't know.
He's
maybe
awesome.
he was. But where did he run this? Like, is this the first time? I guess he was on the road practicing this awful set. I don't know, like something like this. I'm like, where were you practicing this? I mean, if you were doing this on the road, that would be a very high indication that you need to fucking shift gears, because this shit would not fly at the fucking loony bin.
You don't think this will work at Omaha or something?
I mean, unless it's all hardcore Callen fans, which there probably are. I mean, that Fighter and the Kid podcast still gets more. Everybody makes fun of how few listeners they have, and they still have 50,000 more listeners than I have.
Mm.
That's real. That's not all homeless cats. Like, there's still tens of thousands of people who unironically listen to the Fighter and the Kid.
There's no way. There's no way.
Unless they're cooking the books from top to bottom. But I mean, it used to have like a million listeners. Like, it was very popular in its heyday.
It was. Yeah.
So I mean, that's a steep decline. Like, if there were millions of people holding on to like 30, 40,000 is bad, but it's also, I mean, that's possible.
People
like,
are, yeah.
I don't know. I wish there was a way to find out.
In a way, Bryan himself is a false god to some people. If you want to get all meta about it, right?
Yeah.
Because right? I mean, I don't know the depth of... Why does he say false god, by the way? What's that in the special?
I think that's also another name for the iPhone.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean...
That the iPhone is God?
I mean,
he should have named the special like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
And been like, no one's ever thought of that before.
I don't know. I think False God just sounded smart. And I don't know.
The iPhone 16 is addictive. Wait till AI 1000 gets here. Whew. Damn.
I feel like
thought
those
about that
laughs
too
are
as I
added.
looked around.
Listen to that
Wait
again.
until AI 1000 gets here. Whew. Yeah.
Hey.
Wait until the robots show up and start doing all our jobs for us. They do all the thinking, all the loving, all the talking, and eventually even comedy too. Yeah.
That's where I know I'm safe.
Why is he doing that voice?
AI can't do stand-up.
He's in like Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. That's the weirdest voice. Some comedy guys do that comedy voice. I think it's like a Will Ferrell-y kind of thing. A little bit.
Let me hear it again.
Slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You
Yeah,
think the
man,
iPhone
man.
16 is addictive?
Yeah.
Wait till AI 1000 gets here. Whew. Damn. And I thought about that too as I
Those
looked
laughs
around
are.
that coffee
Listen
shop.
to those laughs again.
Okay.
That's added in
1000
post.
gets here.
Well, all these guys juice their stuff.
Oh,
If you
do
watch their Instagram clips, they all put fake laughs in their stuff.
Whew. Damn. And I think it's addictive. Wait till AI 1000 gets here. Whew. Damn. And I thought about that too as I looked around that coffee shop.
That
and I
didn't
saw
sound like real
everybody
laughter.
No, not at
bent
all.
over their phones like broken monks in this unholy communion. Just
Broken monks in this unholy communion. It's a little bit of like Great Odin's Raven, like Anchorman comedy. Of like, on a hot summer day, methinks.
That's
me
exactly-
read by the beach.
That's what he's doing.
Many men work by the docks with their hands, and they toil all day in the fields.
That's his comedy in a nutshell. It's like a bad Anchorman impression.
I think that's where they're getting it from. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing in the mid 2000s. They're doing a little bit of a
Okay.
Ron Burgundy kind of, because I've tried to like understand their origin for a long time. It didn't come from nowhere, and it certainly didn't come from their own, inner spirit.
yeah. No,
So they're doing something. They've never revealed their hand, though. They'll go like, "Oh, I love Sam Kinison," and I'm like, "Well, you're nothing like Sam Kinison,
Mm-hmm.
except the fact that I'm not laughing."
Oh! Maybe. Hey, honey. Do you think you might want to blow me? Ow!
Okay, maybe he is funny. That's funny.
having thoughts, thinking they wanted to be somebody else, wanted to be somewhere else, just dragging their thumbs, just a nation of drug addicts, dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline, dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline. And I thought to myself, damn, maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine I can't turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
Austin, you make me feel very lucky. God bless. Thank you so much.
Maybe it's not. Let's just hear that one more time.
Turn myself away from. Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple.
Hey, where did he steal the bit from? Someone keeps saying that the end bit is a bit he stole. It's not even his.
About the Apple?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Who did he take it from?
Probably Carlin, man.
Hey, so, well, you're obviously, you got boots on the ground here. You're in Florida. Were you an eyewitness of him stealing this bit? Were you in a green room? Were you in a comedy club? Did you have access to his Google Docs through some sort of hacking?
Very good. I have notes somewhere. I'm looking up exactly where it came from. I'm going through my bookmarks right now as we speak.
We do
I
not
probably
want to
won't find it
slander
that
anyone
quick.
on the show, but if this is, because this is his big closer. I mean, this is the big mic drop.
This is an alleged,
moment.
I mean, this is secondhand information, so we'll take it with a grain of salt.
These
If
are-
you don't want
well-
to slander Callen, the guy I've just been calling a rapist for the past 15 minutes. Allegedly.
Well, I mean, I was kind of in that circle for a bit because I did work for Steven Crowder a long time ago.
Holy moly.
I did cybersecurity work for him, and that guy turned out to be kind of nuts.
You're,
I stopped a DDoS attack from it was like December of 2023. He was leaving Blaze at the time,
Glenn Beck's network.
and I guess
Oh,
one of his interns set up like a shitty email catcher on a Bluehost server, and it got DDoS and went down instantly. And I diverted the traffic, and then I upgraded the server, and then Crowder got me on the phone, and then he threatened to sue me if the server wouldn't be able to handle 2 million people in traffic at the same time. I'm like whatever. But that was around the time because the reason I was connected to him was Dave Landau's a friend of mine. So him and I go back a ways.
Wait, who's Dave Landau?
He used to be with Anthony Camilla on his show, and then he was on Crowder for a bit, and then that Crowder kind of did him dirty, and then Dave left, and he was on a show called Normal World for a while. It's a whole nother thing.
I think I know Dave. Someone submitted a clip. He was on Anthony's show like 7 years ago or something.
Dave, he's an absolute saint. He's a genius. He deserves so much more. The guy's incredible. He fills up shows like everywhere he goes. People love him. But yeah, to digress with the
Callen used to write for Steven Crowder.
He did have that brief
Yeah.
thing where he's
Yeah.
getting whipped by, he's
Yeah,
dressed like a
that's-
cow and he's getting whipped by Steven Crowder. You've seen that, right?
Yeah, but this is his
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. He's John Mulaney. He's the head writer of the show. He does bits.
Callen's
You wouldn't, because
mind-
like Bill Hader plays Stefan on SNL, but you wouldn't mock him for having to dress up like a. Look, Callen was just doing this in the service of comedy, obviously,
I had a feeling Crowder made him do it to
to humiliate him.
Yeah, I think it was a power
Yeah,
move.
that checks out. Humiliation ritual. Like Crowder, he's kind of he has like theater kid syndrome. He's kind of like tragically French the way he thinks. He just and poor Callen, like if you were to go into his mind, it's kind of like a live action Ren and Stimpy the way he tries to like make jokes. Just shit doesn't make sense.
I forgot about Callen's
Yeah.
dark period when he was writing for Crowder, and it was like this humiliation ritual every evening. Because Crowder's like an evil guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, he seems really off. He seems closeted to me. I don't, not
Yeah.
that there's anything wrong with being closeted, But
In this case,
I
it's
have a
bad.
theory that Crowder picked up his mannerisms from like Dan Aykroyd, not the personality, but like he has like this like 1950s paperboy melody to the way he talks.
okay, yeah. I've never watched too much of him, but you know, I've been a consumer of the TFATK Reddit board, so I was like kept abreast of Callen'S involvement with the Crowder thing, but only on the Fighter and the Kid Reddit. So I just like, I know the Cal thing. I saw a couple clips of Crowder like yelling at him like he's a toddler.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But I don't know how
Yeah,
long. It
correct.
seems like it only went on for like a few months or something, right? Or was it?
It was short. Crowder kind of like Hassan pikered him, like the way Hassan shocks his dog. He kind of like did that with Callen, just like shocked him in line when he'd go off on just random tangents. But yeah, eventually he just disappeared one day, and then people just kept going.
Well, what's the? You say that Callen got his Apple bit from somewhere.
Yeah. Let me guess.
didn't wanna
Did
be
someone
too
have
sharp,
a PC
not-
Windows bit and he took it and made it about Apple? I could maybe see him doing that. Speaking of friends, though, on the line here we have Alex. Now, Alex, you have confirmation that Bryan Callen did steal this Apple joke. Who did he steal it from? Maybe a deceased comic, which I've heard Carlos Mencia stole a guy was featuring for him and he died, and then the next day Carlos was doing his entire act.
That doesn't surprise
I
me.
have it. So I have it bookmarked somewhere. I've been digging up and down for it. Like as soon as I find it, I'll submit it in the chat. But it's like a line to line, that end bit, and then the way Callen's doing it with that gusto to his voice is just cringe.
Maybe hack into your own computer and you'll be able to find it.
My chain, my chain, my chain, my chain. Don't you like my chain?